and we right back like we left something, homies and honeys. This will with another episode of Final Fantasy 16. This is gonna be episode 47. So we just fought Titan, lost Titan, and we broke into a Titan and found another Titan. Like, it was crazy. It was crazy. The fight was completely insane and very enjoyable. So we had just defeated them. We're on the XP screen. Let's go ahead and pick it right back up where we left off, homies and honeys.
Is that you, Ultima? What do you want?
Your soul is tainted with worthless human will, yet your thirst for power remains undiminished. With every sip you take, you grow in strength, and soon you shall achieve perfection.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You will accept us, Mythos. It is inevitable. You were created for this purpose, and you shall serve it.
Never!
Fight it, Clive! Don't let him in!
Consciousness. We see now. Human will is so insubstantial it cannot exist in isolation. You mitigate its weakness by interweaving it with your consciousness. We believed we had merely to purge you of your will to claim our vessel. It appears we first have to sever every thread of the consciousness that supports it. No matter. The time to build a new world is not yet upon us. We will contemplate.
Thank you, Joshua.
One can no more command the power of ether by drowning in its flood than one can constrain the tides by standing in the sea. I had thought Hugo wiser than this, but it seems his head was full of rocks after all.
Titan was strong.
Your Majesty.
But mythos is stronger. For 5 years, that man lived only for revenge. Clinging fast to a fiction, even as it swept him into the abyss. One cannot change one's nature through force of will alone. Only the Almighty can do that.
Hugo Kupka, the man who gave his life for a woman's head. A fool like all the rest.
That the death of a mother crystal should be so beautiful.
From stone to sand.
Some medicine, my lord? I have salves, potions, anything you need.
Stop bothering me, urchin, or you'll feel the back of my hand.
You must consider your health, my prince. If a show of force is needed to keep the Dalmex at bay, you may trust in your dragoons. I beg you to call on Bahamut only as a last resort. His strength comes at too great a cost.
The Empire agreed to an armistice with the Republic, and yet the Emperor still plots its ruin. For now, the Dalmex suspect nothing, and as long as I can hold their gaze, war need not be inevitable. But more than that, Bahamut is the champion of the Empire. When our people look to the heavens, the sight of him gives them hope. Forgive me, Terence. Would that you were my master. But alas.
I will always be your loyal servant.
Should the Council's brazen maneuvering prompt the Republic to tear up their own treaty and launch a new assault, our soldiers would advance to meet them, cutting across the Central Isles, but not in time to prevent their forces from breaching the southern defenses and storming Twinside. And so the capital would become a battlefield. Thousands of innocents would die. I cannot allow that to happen.
There is one small mercy, at least. You will not be forced to do battle with Titan.
Would that I could avoid doing battle at all.
1,000 pardons, Your Highness.
What is it?
Olivier has been made Emperor. What is the meaning of this? My father's orders. What were they? Quickly!
Yes, Your Highness. His Radiance requests that Your Highness maintain position here and...
Ah! Terence.
Yes, my prince.
I must go to the palace.
I'll ready your steed.
What is it now?
Forgive the intrusion, Your Highness.
I know you.
At ease.
We stand in the presence of the Phoenix. You wouldn't want to get your fingers burned.
I hope I'm not interrupting.
Not at all. Though I admit, I did not expect such a distinguished guest.
How many years has it been since the Remembrance ceremony? 20?
I thought you long dead. Do I address a ghost?
Many have told me that I look like one. But no. I'm alive. Just. Prince Dion of the House Lesage, I have a tale to tell you.
You see what I'm saying? You see how they give us questions and no answers? You see that shit? You see that? You see that? You see that? It's like, what is going on? There's something going on. Why does it seem like Barnabas and his lackey want this stuff to happen? Like, what is going on? Like, they know stuff that we don't know. The player, like, or Clive for that matter, right? Even Joshua knows, and now Joshua is telling him, right? And we still don't know. Craziness, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Go ahead, dive on in, baby. Out of the shadow.
I'd better give Otto the good news.
Walkways need patching up.
What became of Kupka? Why haven't we heard anything?
Try to stay calm. I'm sure we'll hear something soon.
We're seeing troops amassing at every border crossing.
Oh, no surprises there. It was the same after Drake's breath.
Clive, you're back. I am. And with glad tidings for once. Hugo Kupka is no more. Well, I'll be. All of our comrades who lost their lives back at Sid's place be smiling down at you right now.
We had a stole us from Lubor saying Drake's fang had fallen. I expect that was your doing as well, was it?
It's a long story.
One for the history books, I'll bet.
Welcome home, Clive.
It's good to be back. You look better.
I feel it. Which means I'm coming on your next little adventure. You're not leaving me behind again.
Wouldn't dream of it. Otto, any word on the Royalist movements since I've been away? Shouldn't you be putting your feet up? If you really want to know, go and have a word with Vivian. Thank you. I will. If you're desperate to know more about Waloed, Vivian's your girl. But if I were you, I'd be heading straight to my bed.
It's good to have you back. I was worried.
Not bad for a boy from the Imperial Barracks, eh?
What you got for me out here, Nectar? Oh, we got a couple. Soul Stingers, a swarm of vicious Vilekin, has of late made a nest near the abandoned village in the fields of Korava, and as the hive has grown, so too has his hunger. Already stripped the corpses of great beasts have been sighted in the vicinity. Should the Vilekin be left to their own devices, the nearby settlements shall surely be reduced to naught, but a collection of bleached bones within a 12 moon. Grimalkin. Okay. Just off the Sickle, the road that leads to Dalamil, to the Jaw lies a dead-end canyon into which travelers moving at night are wont to stray, providing a constant supply of sustenance for a feline most foul. With the daytime desert heat ever in its own threat to life, and merchants ever mindful not to waste their last shards of crystal on lighting of the lamps, only the monster's demise might save them. Then we got the 9 Knives. Dalmekian traders are wont to say a prayer for unwary travelers journeying from Dalamil to Drake's Fang, for there lurks a bloodthirsty brigand, one who appears to be more interested in letting the blood of his quarry than he is in any gil or goods he might plunder from their caravan. If the road is to be made safe again, and at least one traveler passing through the place must not flee, but stand and fight. Then we got the Breaker of Worlds. Oh Lord. Urgent notice to all curse breakers. Due to the discovery of a fallen giant in the Rosarian ruins, we have lately been investigating. All work in the region is to be halted with immediate effect, and all members are to proceed no further than the village gate, lest the echoes should be awakened by your presence. No further action may be taken without Sid's express permission. Huh. Okay, so that's our first S rank right there.
How may I help you today, Clive?
Ask about Hugo Kupka. I thought that bastard's death would change things.
When I close my eyes,
I can still hear Jar's voice as he whispers for us to run, as he calls out to the soldiers to distract them. His words saved us, and I'll never forget that. It's just like he said, words are immortal. And his lives on. lives on in me. They changed my life, and I've wanted to thank him ever since.
Only I don't know how.
Don't know the right words.
I wish you were here.
Wish you were here to teach them to me. Man.
Come to claim your just desserts?
Wait, didn't that shit just go up? Could have swore it was like $3.95. Now it's like, hey, that's $2.10. $4.10. You get 800 ability points for that though. Anything else in here? Oh, that looking like a yeah, high cleric medallion. Huh?
Best of luck out there, Sid.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
Ask about Hugo.
And luck alone.
That saw me safely out of the hideaway that night. So many others didn't make it. I see them, you know, in my dreams. Sometimes I always tell them I'm sorry that I wasn't able to save them.
Now.
I can tell them something different, that Kupka's dead, that you avenged them. I know what they'll say back to me, so let me say it for them.
Thank you, Clive.
Cool. Got any quests? Oh, we got Holy Empire on the list now. Huh.
Always something in there.
Clive. I was hoping you'd be back soon.
Is it business or pleasure?
If you're gonna buy something, be quick about it. Finished, are you?
What do you need? What do you want?
Just looking to see if you got anything worth my while out here in these streets. And I don't see anything.
And?
Okay. Gotta go see my homie though.
The conquering hero returns, and with hardly a scratch on him.
I may have picked up one or two.
Well, the fact that you came straight to me instead of visiting our resident Physica suggests that you picked up something more important. A scent. The scent of Waludas.
The very same. But whatever plans Kupka was hatching with the Royalists, he took them to his grave. As did his men. Slaughtered by the orcs who'd taken over the Fang. Orcs, Vivian. I've never seen such creatures in Storm before. The Waludas must have ferried them over from Ash, but why? Why work to rescue Kupka only to invade his home, the mother crystal of an allied nation, and let both fall? It makes no sense.
Do you know the tale of the blind men and the Adamantus? One can often be led astray by focusing too closely on individual details. One must instead see the bigger picture. And what bigger picture is there than my map? The kingdom of Waloed claims dominion over all of Ash. It is a nation forged by the bloody conquest of Barnabas Tharm, the dominant of Odin. The Canvarian War of Independence in 849. The Battle of the Twin Realms in 865. The Battle of Belinus Tor in 873. Wheresoever his armies fought, Odin was found where the fighting was fiercest. But of late, the warrior king appears to have laid his sword to rest. Battle rages for control of the crystalline dominion. Yet Tharm sends not a single ship in support of his Dhalmekian allies. Meanwhile, the Blight ravages great swathes of Ash. Yet warlike Waloed shows not the faintest interest in laying claim to untouched lands. So why go to the trouble of sending an army of orcs into the heart of Drake's Fang, only to make no attempt to claim the Mother Crystal for Waloed? It can hardly be for lack of men. Tharm's armies rival any in the Twins. No. We have not seen the last of the Waloed standard. Odin will ride again. It is but a question of when. And on that day, who will be trampled underfoot? In summary, I know not to what end the Royalists betrayed Kupka. I know only that it is part of some broader scheme. A scheme tied to the ambitions of one man.
King Barnabas.
But there is no need to wallow in confusion. If one is to cure a sickness, one must first identify the symptoms. And your Lord Uncle has volunteered to do just that by keeping an eye on the Royalists' movements.
He's really throwing himself into this.
Indeed he is. Which means all that remains for us to do is await his reports. Well, not quite all in your case. The people of the Hideaway must hear the news. Justice has been done. Hugo Kupka is dead. The wounds he left that night are still raw, especially for those who lived with Sid the longest. Tell them that those wounds might finally begin to heal. Consider it the price of today's instruction.
I've never known you to be sentimental.
What can I say? I am only human. And we are, all of us, sentimental animals at heart.
I suppose we are. Very well. I'll go and spread the word.
Well, someone looks pleased with himself. It's true what I'm hearing, then.
Nothing escapes you, Lady Karen. It's true. Kupka is dead.
No more looking over our shoulders, then. Good. I'm starting to get a crick in my neck. Don't let it go to your head, though. And what can I do for you? It's a relief.
Feels like we can breathe again. No more living in fear.
Thank you, Clive.
I know I don't say it often, but I mean it. Oh, and best of luck, too. For many here, every other worldly woe paled in comparison to the threat of Hugo Kupka. Now he's gone, we finally have time to devote to everyday gripes and grumbles. And as the captain of this little ship, I'm sure you'll be on the receiving end of more than a few.
Coin purse weighing you down?
Enhancer, huh?
Finished, are you? Welcome home, Clive. I was hoping you'd be back soon.
Blackthorn, do you have a moment?
What is it? I'm busy.
I wanted to tell you that Hugo Kupka is dead.
I can't tell you how long I've been waiting to hear those words. This is it then. A new beginning under a new Sid.
I'll try to live up to the name.
I wonder why you don't tell his daughter. Right? Why ain't Mid on that list?
Clive. To a bloody riddance.
If there was ever a man who deserved a rusty knife in the gut, it was that prick. Not that I'd let you carry around a rusty knife. His death won't bring back the people we lost, but it'll ease a few hearts.
Mine included.
Thank you.
You're a good lad, Clive. And you make a fine Sid.
Thank you, fine sir. Oh, he got new stuff. Hold on.
What'd you need?
See what you can make for me
want?
first. Alright, he can make us an enhancer +1. Weird, it's like you could just straight up make it. Doesn't look like there's anything else though. A big upgrade, so probably should go buy the regular sword, right? $265 diamond sword. Where we get the diamond sword from?
That it? Fine.
Is it business or pleasure?
What?
It'd better all be here. Finished, are you?
Ooh.
Back, are ya? So, what'll it be?
Maybe buying it is useless. Because you don't technically need it. Diamond sword. Worm white bone.
Not bad, if I do say so myself.
Oh my god, I just wasted materials on it. Answer +1, which we crafted. Oh, I'm dumb.
Yeah, that should do ya. Anything else?
The nobleman who visited. Was that really Sid's uncle?
It was. And I hear he filled our coffers to bursting.
Not bad for a boy from the Imperial barracks, eh?
Bro. Up, girl.
What can I get you, Sid? Coming right up.
Give me something to drink, girl.
Oh, keep your mug handy.
I'll keep your mug handy. Gotta go see my boy Tomes, aka Hippocrates. I'm surprised that these little kids ain't talking no ish.
Ah, Clive. Have you come seeking the gift of knowledge?
No. To share mine, actually. Hugo Kupka is dead.
Oh my. Can it really be true?
Look, he's crying. He is. The big baby.
And with good reason, children. These are tears of joy. We must offer up a prayer to your parents that the heavens might weep with us. There shall be no lessons today, only thanksgiving and merrymaking. Go, put away your things.
All right. Brilliant.
Finally, a new dawn has broken.
It has.
Thank you, Clive. I cannot wait to share the good news.
Hippocrates. After Kupka fell, Ultima came to me. I need to know what he is. Have you learned anything?
Alas, no. And not for want of trying. I have scoured nigh every historical tome in our collection and found nothing. Not even the sort of conspicuous absence that might suggest a concealment of fact. One is almost tempted to conclude that such a creature never existed.
But I saw him. With my own eyes.
I don't doubt that you did. Alas, it seems you are the only one who has. To others, he reveals naught. We see only that which he leaves in his wake, like some terrible force of nature beyond the ken of mortal man.
A bringer of death.
Whether the Ultima you met with was the being itself, or merely another projection of its power, I know not. But until I do, my investigations shall continue.
Thank you. It means a lot. Right. Let's see if Otto has anything else for me.
How good it is to see you, Clive. I have said it many times.
Hugo Kupka was a murderer, but he was also a thief. A thief who robbed us of our happiness, of our hope. And though I know it's wrong to revel in death of another, we can take solace in the fact that he never steal anything from us ever again.
His story is ended.
Thank you, Clive.
Were you aware...
The that in many cities, bears are forbidden from having children. 'Tis believed that the aether used to bring a child into this world hastens the crystal's curse, lessening the mother's productivity. Such is the world we live in. Fortunately, Tet and Crow parents were able to escape that world, if only for a few brief summers.
What of the twins themselves?
Born in the hideaway, one touched by magic, the other sparred and burdened. Their minds are blissfully untainted by the poisonous rhetoric of priests and politicians. They will grow up knowing there is no difference between man and bear, and they will pass that truth on to their own children, and they to theirs, until the world we live in now is but a footnote in the annals of history.
Yes, change will come.
And through a magic which requires no crystal to conjure, one that will endure long after the last mother crystal has fallen.
I have a few new notes that might interest you. You wish to study the tomes?
Yes. Alright, Drake's Fang, a mother crystal that was located at the heart of the Dhalmekian Republic. While it is widely reported to have been destroyed by Sid the Outlaw in the year of 878, rumors also bound of orcs, subject of the Kingdom of Walod, having sighted there at the time. Regardless of the cause to the loss of the mother crystal, and the dominant upon whom they so heavily relied soon brought the Dhalmekians to a negotiating table in a desperate bid for a cessation of hostilities with the Empire. Titan, the Warden of Earth, who takes on the aspect of a fearsome stony giant. He is known to awaken among the descendants of the ancient moats of Earth, a tribe who once dwelled in the desert of what is now known as Dhalmekian Republic. By far the largest and most physically imposing of all the icons, Titan's strength was a bedrock upon which the Republic was built. Orcs. A species of beastmen native to the Ash, orcs have historically lacked the means of which to cross the Strait of Otha and makes ingress into Storm. However, rumors of their having been inciting in Drake's Fang have begun to spread of late, as long as the speculation that they might even joined forces with the longtime enemy, the Kingdoms of Walud. Lord Harbard. The Kingdom of Walud, the sole surviving nation in Ash. Walud has its capital in Stone here, home of the Mother Crystal of Drake's Spine. It is ruled over by Barnabas Tharm, dominant of Odin and Warden of Darkness, who has somehow managed to bring hordes of marauding beastmen to the once plagued his lands to heal, and persuaded them to direct their aggression at the enemies instead. These bloodthirsty forces have been deployed as far as the field as Drake's Fang in the Dhalmekian Republic. That's what it seemed like. Seemed like he finessed them and took them over there like, hey, you want land, right? You can go over here and live, right? Maybe. Hugo Kubka, dominant of the Icon Titan, after losing his hands to Clive's blade in the crypt of Rosalic Castle, he was spirited back to Dhalmekian by his enigmatic Wallader ally, Lord Harbard. Clive followed after, storming Kupka's stronghold in the heart of Drake's Fang to finish him once and for all. The duel that ensued, first with Titan, then with something even more terrible, led on not only Kupka's long-awaited demise, but to that of his nation's mother crystal. Dang. Bernard, a carpenter who resides in Martha's Rest, whose speed and skill, together with the surrounding marsh waters, deleterious effects on the planks and pounds of the village's many bridges, keeps his service in high demand. He was born and raised in Crescenda, where his parents lie buried, and has recently engaged to be wed. Right. Berta, Ubar accomplice who directs the espionage efforts of the Desert Hare's loyal minions, from his home in Dommel, born poor and turning to banditry at a young age, Ferda was saved from his life of crime by the original Rosanna Dalamil, who gave him a new purpose, serving her own, somewhat less felonious endeavors. After Rosina passed away, he continued to serve Lubor in the same capacity. How's it still telling me there's somebody I ain't read up on yet? Like, yet I don't see them. Doris. Born and branded in Rosaria, Doris is now captain of the Cursebreakers, directing their bearer liberating operations, and correct with Cole, her second in command. While she is fiercely committed to the cause, she abhors violence and will only bloody her blade if circumstances demand it. Right? Sir Terence, second in command of the Dragoons, the foremost fighting force of the Holy Empire of Sanbreque. His sword remains ever at the ready should anyone be foolish enough to make an attempt on the life of the liege lord. Prince Dion, born to a family of minor nobles, Terence entered the prince's service as a squire before climbing the dragoon ranks. He and Dion are lovers. Yeah, yes, they are. Seen it. Crescendo, a village located deep within the wetlands of central Rosaria. It was once the site of an aqueduct that was hoped would carry the water to the capital of Roslip, but these plans never came to fruition due to both the Holy Empire's annexation of the duchy and sudden influx of feral beasts displaced by the blight marched south through the dim. Now it lies abandoned, many of its residents having fled to nearby Martha's Rest. Holy Knights of the Dragoon, elite troops of the Holy Empire of Sanbreque, led by Prince Dion Lesage, drawn largely from the nobility of the realm. Their status as Knights of the Sacred Dragon affords them still higher standing in the eyes of the people. And in the Battle of the Borderlands in 873, as in so many conflicts down the years, they proudly led the charge as the Empire entered the fray. Alright. Ascension of Emperor Olivier. Holy Emperor Sylvester Lesage handed power to Olivier, his second-born son and only child by Empress Annabella, in turn of events that shocked a nation. None was more shocked, however, than his firstborn son, Dion, who was presiding over troop movements in the area surrounding the crystalline dominion where the news first reached him. Yeah, what's the point about what the hell is Annabella into, boy? What the hell she got going on? The Dalmatian Republic, a nation formed from the federation of 5 smaller states, is located in the southern half of the continent of Storm and has its capital of Randella. Having lost both Drake's Fang and the mighty Titan, the politician situation in Dalmatia has deteriorated drastically. The government scrambling to withdraw their troops from the ill-starred siege of the crystalline dominion that they might be redeployed to quell the unfolding chaos at home. The fall of Drake's Fang. Drake's Fang, mother crystal of the Dalmatian Republic, was destroyed by Sid the Outlaw and his associates in the year 878. Hugo Kupka, dominant of Titan, also disappeared in the attack and was presumed to have died. The loss of their icon led the Dalmex hastening their withdrawals from the conflict with the empire that was going on at the time. The Republican Parliament, the highest council of government of the Republic of the Dalmekians. Seven ministers are responsible for ruling the nation. After the death of Hugo Kupka and destruction of Drake Fang, the Republic descended into chaos, and it fell to the ministers to pick up the pieces of their crumbling country. The Briar's Kiss, Lubos Forge and Dalamil's. Its name is known across the Republic for quality of steel and the skill of its smiths. The Forge Master of the Briar's Kiss is a man of many titles. Forge Master, Nonpareil, Desert Hare, Rosina Dalamil, and dear friend and ally of the late Sadolphus Telemon. Alright. The Jong. A wild mountainous region of the southwestern Dalmekia, from which Drake's Fang can be seen looming in the distance. Alright, we got Velcroy Desert, a vast arid wilderness located in the Dalmekian Republic. The further west one travels, the deeper, more forbidding the sand grows, and the more frequent the signs of settlements long since deserted. To the south, water can be at least found, albeit piping hot, a quality which has given rise to Dalamil Inn and the hot spring surrounding it. Despite the forbidding environment, trade ensures a steady flow of traffic north and south, served by various inns along the way. What else we got? Lots of lore in here right now. Gotta get it out the way, baby. Isle of Ark. The Isles of Ark. The Isles of Ark. The cluster of tiny islands upon which the crystalline dominion stands. They are largely man-made, having been built on top of existing ruins, and are arranged with an administrative hub at the center, surrounded by citizens' dwellings, and beyond those, the slums in which various refugees make their homes. The glistening spire at the island center is home to the Dominion's mother crystal. Right? Canvar's independence. The Free Cities bid for independence began in 849, when several prominent Canvarian guild masters announced the desire to escape from the Republic of Dalmekia. After a bitter struggle lasting 8 long years, this independence was finally achieved in 857. That's the school where Mid went to learn, Sid's daughter. Mysteries of the Realm. Astrologer. Members of the Gregorian clergy who divine the future from the movements of the heavens. Oh yeah. It has long been a custom for the astrologers of the imperial court to share their auguries only with the emperor, granting them significant political influence, provided that is that the emperor of the day shares Sylvester's inclination to head their device. Remember when he was saying it was something stirs in like darkness or treachery stirs in Dion's heart? Remember that. So that's what that was, an astrologer. The Ehenhard. The flagship of the Walloon navies, also known as the Black Galleon, alongside the Royal Cavalry, it is a pride of Walloon and capable of swiftly delivering elite troops onto enemy soil to make war in their name of the mighty Odin. Ivern tail, that's what the flower is called. Elegant white flower that is a symbol of the Holy Empire of Sambrek. Okay. That I missed because I be looking, I don't be seeing these red dots. Aha, brand removal. Painstaking process of slicing away a bearer's brand so that no mark remains. Tarja, the hideaway's physiker, has mastered the procedure, though it still entails a good deal of pain and risk. Indeed, the brand is written in poison ink that any attempt to remove it should result in death. Given this, many choose to forgo the process, even though their brand precludes them from ever leaving the hideaway. Oh, Yeah, I remember when they were talking about it. We did the quest for your boy. He was trying to get some kind of medicine or something to help with the procedure. He was going to do his first one, and talking about how it like the brand is made with wyvern ink or something, and if you try to remove it, if you try to remove it in some way, that the ink can get in your blood and just straight kill you. But that Tarja figured out a way to do it. Scorpions with pincers the size of boulders and hooked tails as long as a chocobo is tall. Merely the sight of a scorpion is enough to strike fear into even the most hardened of warriors. That said, the poison contained in their stingers is actually far weaker than those of their lesser cousin, and is primarily used to stun rather than kill. They favor deserts and other hotter climes, and as such are found mostly in Dhalmekia, as well as the fiery mountains of the Iron Kingdom. Alright, that's all the lore for now. And we are
always welcome, Clive.
Now we're at like 55 minutes in this video. I always gotta do my lore thing, man. Always. It's good, like, I like to know, like, those little details, right? Now we got the hideaway talking about how Hugo's dead.
You barely sat down since you came home. Vivian got you running errands or something?
Just spreading the word.
So, the Professor's got a soft side, has she? I'd never have guessed.
No. She was right, though. Everyone was glad to hear the news.
Ah, but you ain't told everyone. I can think of plenty of friends back at the old hideaway who'd sleep more peacefully for knowing. Not least of all Sid. You should tell him.
You're right. I should. And I will.
Well, when you do, be sure to take Mid with you. She's been going at it hammer and tongs down in that workshop of hers, trying to do her father proud. I can't remember the last time she visited the old sod's grave.
Very well. I'll suggest it.
Don't think Mid's been to visit her old man's grave in years. So take her with you when you go.
Huh?
Let Sid see his daughter's face. If he can recognize it under all the grime.
Wow. Alright, homies and honeys, we're gonna go ahead and make the cut in this episode right here. Hopefully you enjoyed this one and you will be back for the next one. We're gonna be OUT out. Deuces.